The magic school bus? Fuck yeah. That thing can do anything.
Yeah. Today we're going to go in your butt.
Exactly. Think of all the butts you can go in.
Take her away, Duncan.
Hey guys, we're the Geek Battalion Vets podcast. Welcome back. We are a pop culture podcast, and we like to talk about all things geek, Star Wars, Batman, movies, TV shows, whatever we want to that week. So I am joined by my two pals.
I'm B.
He's a Marine.
I'm Jimmy.
Did you almost say you're Duncan? Because that's me.
Yeah, Duncan's just trying to put meat in his mouth right now.
He's in the Army, and I, again, am Duncan, and I'm a cop. Hold the spit.
Yeah. Leader of cola.
But we are here today to discuss our primary topic of B's choice in movie.
That would be the OG
1987's
Predator.
Good shit.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that. We're going to go through the sit rep first.
Oh, I forgot to listen.
Sorry.
Take it away. I have a lot of beef jerky in my mouth.
Oh, so you do have meat in your
It's
mouth.
definitely not that. That was way too specific.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I ain't got time to bleed.
No, it's in the same vein, though.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
No.
You had me at vein.
That's what she said. Okay. Actually, get to the chopper.
Yes. Damn it. I should have guessed
iconic. It's the iconic line. I had to.
That's fair.
All right.
So what is this sit rep
Yeah, somebody
thing?
explain that shit.
Well, I mean, this is usually where we sit around and talk about what we've done since the last episode. And, you know, sometimes we sprinkle in some nuggets of news items that we found interesting and maybe relevant to other nerds out there. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, who's got something?
Sounds like Jimmy's up.
Yep. Okay. So, Doctor Who, I mentioned I wanted to start watching some of that, get back into it. So, yeah, I'm back into it. We're into season 3. We just lost Rose, those of you that know. And now we're up with Catherine Tate. We just watched the Christmas special where she makes her first appearance. Really good stuff. And really enjoying it. I forgot how good Doctor Who was. I mean, it's all about, like, it's campy and it's silly and it's stupid, but it's just really good science fiction stuff. So, if you're looking for something to watch, check it out. It's on crap. What are we watching? I think it's on Max that we're watching it on.
You never knew.
Yeah. And watching Shane and Ryan from the Ghost Files. They're putting out new stuff. They just did one at Montana. So yeah, it was good stuff. Although what I will say with Shane and Ryan with their Ghost Files stuff is it's felt like they haven't captured as much as evidence of the paranormal as when
stuff that doesn't exist.
You beat me to it, man. They haven't
I'm
captured
just
evidence.
fucking kidding.
as when they were with BuzzFeed Unsolved. It felt like they were able to capture more, or maybe it's just because Ryan has just become so jaded to the whole thing. He used to be like really like scared of the paranormal and like easily like psyched himself out. But I think Shane is just like rubbing off on him like that.
That's a shame. He was really funny when he was scared shitless. So
Yeah. Next up, I've been watching Jack Osborne's Night of Terror. He's gotten into paranormal investigating as well. He's got some really good series. You can check it out on Discovery. But this one, it was actually crazy because he took his mom investigating with him, and it's her first time that she's ever investigated anything. And they went to the Glen Tavern Inn, and they do this method of investigating called the Estes method. Basically, like sensory deprivation, like blindfold and earmuffs. She actually like passes out, goes like this weird catatonic state. It's crazy, and like the cameraman is just like sitting there watching her, and like she goes limp.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
So this guy drugged his own mom for the show, huh? That's fucked up.
Is he still into like CrossFit and shit? Didn't he get like all?
No, he's still tubby.
Oh,
Yeah, he's tubby.
I thought he like
No,
What's his name?
Jack Osborne, Ozzy's son.
Oh, right. I guess no. I think it's. I think what's the daughter's name?
she's
daughter?
actually on.
The first thing that popped in my head was Becky Osborne. But I know
that's not it. No, she's made appearances on his show.
There's Sharon Osbourne, his mom, and then
Yeah.
Jack Osborne and
Kelly
Osborne.
Destiny?
Kelly Osborne.
I want to say Kelly.
It's Kelly.
Yeah.
But I think she recently had a huge weight loss thing where she
I knew
lost
one
a
of them.
fuckload of weight.
Jack like went clean and like got on CrossFit or
I
something.
don't know.
No, he's still pretty tubby. Yeah. But good series. They good episode overall. And then finally, Diablo 4 season 2. I mentioned it in my QRF, but October 17th, season 2 comes out. That's a Tuesday. So coming up here pretty soon. Lots of really good quality of life updates that they're adding. So I'm probably gonna hop on, check it out, even though I've already beat the game. But it'll be cool to check out a new season and get back into it. Maybe, hopefully, they've upped the damage of the barbarian, because that thing is softer than a wet paper bag.
Unfortunate.
But that's all that I have for my.
I feel like there was a
portion.
dick joke in there that could have been made, but it's late and I didn't.
Yeah, this is officially the latest we've ever recorded. So what's the over-under on Jimmy yawns tonight? Is it
are we counting yawns?
I mean, we don't usually, but I feel like it's probably pretty high right now.
I did take a nap earlier today,
Well,
so
you're one up at me. I've been rubbing my eyes for a while now, so that's all right. We'll fight through it. So, Duncan,
Sure.
you got something?
Yeah, last week I said I was going to try and read some more comics, so I read some more comics.
How predictable.
I read. I finished up a series that I didn't realize they'd actually released all of it on the DC app, called Dark Knights of Steel, which is like a medieval retelling of. It's like a non-canon, just Elseworld sort of thing, and it's a medieval retelling of. Basically the whole DC universe with like a large amount of characters in it. So you get Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman, but you also get, a bunch of other side characters that factor into it. And it's basically like there's several different kingdoms, and one of the kingdoms is the Kingdom of El. So like the House of El from Krypton being like Superman's family, and his parents are alive on Earth or wherever they are. They don't necessarily say they're on Earth, but it is presumably Earth. So like his mom and dad are alive, and Jor-El and Lara-El are alive, and he's a young prince in the kingdom. And then they have like Batman is like the bastard Bat Prince, who is like part of the family, but because he's not like blood, everybody hates him basically, and he acts as like a knight, and he goes out and proactively like hunts down like people who they presume are threats to the kingdom, and it's usually like super powered folks. So he's like hunting down, like he hunts down Black Canary, and he hunts down what's his name? King Shark, or like characters that are their
Similar
versions
to,
of them
yeah.
in that universe. But I talked about the other day how like multiverse stuff, one of the things I really like about that is like character redesigns and seeing different versions of characters. this series does a great job with that, with like really cool armor and redesigns for all the characters and unique like ways to twist the normal tropes with certain characters and stuff. I don't want to give it away because there's a lot of fun reveals in it, but it's definitely worth a read. It's like 12 issues. And it's written by Tom Taylor. He's the guy who, I've talked about him before. He's the guy who is currently writing, I think he's still currently writing Nightwing, which has been critically acclaimed and won a bunch of awards. And he also wrote the Injustice series of comics, which were originally based on the game, and then kind of took their own life. But it's kind of the earliest, or one of the earlier origins of like the evil Superman and, him taking over the world sort of thing. So Tom Taylor's great. The art's great by Yasmin Putri is their name. I would suggest it. And then the other thing I marked down that I read was a new series that I kind of pimped on our Instagram there for a couple times that came out on Batman Day in September, called Batman Gargoyle of Gotham. And it's written and drawn by an artist named Rafael Grampa, whose artwork is very unique and absolutely gorgeous. But it's basically a kind of retelling of Batman. It's another non-canon Elseworlds sort of story, but it's a retelling of early days Batman. But he has come to the conclusion that we see in this first issue that Bruce Wayne needs to die in order for him to be Batman. So he's basically like, I want to fully commit to being Batman. And the only way I can do that is if like Bruce Wayne doesn't exist anymore. Like, and not only just like in the public eye, but like my trauma, my everything holds me back. So I want to like erase my memory.
Yeah.
I want to erase my memories. And like you kind of, the cliffhanger of the first issue is that he's basically got it all set up, ready to go. Like he's like, after I finish this case, I'm doing it. And Alfred's like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. And he's like,
You're
well,
a fucking psycho.
he's like, well, I don't care. And makes it like he's really going to do it. So really cool, unique costume design that's still very classic Batman, but also has a lot of cool stylistic uniqueness to it. So it's well worth checking out, I would say. Excited for the second issue. I don't think it's dropped yet, at least on the DC app. So yep, that's about it for me.
Cool. I guess a couple things here. I don't know. Video games is kind of on my mind right now because I'm super excited for Spider-Man 2 coming out here.
Yeah,
in
less
a hurry.
than 2 weeks.
So I saw a couple trailers for stuff coming out. I enjoy Call of Duty. I'm terrible at it. But I saw Spawn is on some kind of new season. I don't really know how that works, but the download stuff, you can a playable character is Spawn, like Commando Spawn.
Ooh.
So that looks pretty cool. And then I saw the new Mortal Kombat that's coming out. They actually got Jean-Claude Van Damme to be Johnny Cage, I think. And then Megan Fox is actually a character in there too.
Which apparently people have said is she's very bad.
Well, I mean,
her role.
Why would she be any different?
I don't know.
That seems like in her wheelhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, I just looked up the Spawn in
it's fucking sweet, isn't
COD.
it?
Dude, the costume is fucking
Right?
sick.
And that's like one of the very first issues of Spawn. He like goes back to his old ways, what he knows, because he was a special forces guy.
Yeah, there's like one costume that you can get where it's kind of it's the mask, but he's wearing like he's wearing
got
a chest
the
rig
rifle
and he's got
plates
the
and
plates
stuff.
and shit. And then there's another one that's like a helmet version of his kind of mask, that looks very like modern, like almost like the Red Hood. And then there's one where it's no mask and he's like the really scarred,
he's
nasty
his corpse.
his corpse look, and he's got just got kind of a hood up and shit like that. That looks fucking sick. But we used to play little
Yeah.
Call of Duty back in the day and
the
just get
COVID
our
days.
fucking asses kicked all the time.
Well,
But-
I remember many of sacrifices were made just to keep me alive.
Oh, yeah.
So
No man left behind.
that's true, and I appreciate it. But man,
Yeah.
I'm so terrible at those games. But
They actually just released the Modern Warfare 3 beta. It came out recently. They had a huge live event. They did a zombies reveal with it. Like all the big streamers, Stone Mountain 64, Tomographic, bunch of them. It was all at Las Vegas, I think was where it was at.
cool.
But yeah, along those playable characters too, there's a Lilith one for Diablo 4.
Oh, from Diablo, huh?
Yeah, and yeah, just they do that occasionally, like really cool characters like that.
Nice.
I played the fuck out of Modern Warfare 2 when it came out, so it's pretty
I
cool.
like the campaign mode. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
that's what I played the whole game. Like, I don't know. I might check it out.
I don't like 10-year-olds kicking my ass. So
Yeah.
But anyways, the other thing, other than football and trying to get these Halloween costumes done, but got to kick it in overdrive here. But Ahsoka kind of inspired me, especially that first half of all the samurai themes that were
Yeah.
coming through, and Filoni talking about the movies that kind of inspired him. And so I went back and I watched Seven Samurai. I watched Yojimbo. I think Hidden Fortress is up next for me, but
Nice.
they're all classic Japanese cinema. They have they're all subtitles. Seven Samurai is so long. There's an intermission.
Wow.
It's like 3:40 or something like that. Like it's
Damn.
long, but
Wow.
I loved them. They were great.
Wow.
So many different characters, and Yojimbo was completely different than that, but I really enjoyed that. Also been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima, and I accidentally went to the DLC map of Iki, the Monkey Island, and fuck, I hate that island. I've been getting the shit kicked out of me there. But I finally just cleared that and going back to the main story. But again, I'm trying to get that done before Spider-Man comes out, because I know.
Yeah, good luck.
So also sucks that it comes out before Halloween. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't touch it.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not happening. Unless I'm waiting for paint to dry or something like that. But that's all I got. Should we hit the meat and potatoes here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All killer, no filler.
Let's not
hit
keep
it.
them wait.
Get right into it. Do you enjoy Legos? Do your kids enjoy Legos? Well, if so, be sure to check out Nebraska's largest Lego convention of the year, Brick Days, November 18th and 19th at the Lancaster Event Center in Lincoln, Nebraska. There will be custom creations from the Lincoln Omaha Lego User Group and Iowa Lego User Group. Vendors from across the Midwest will be selling Lego sets that are current, retired, and hard to find. Vendors will have minifigures for sale as well as loose Lego brick. Finally, something veterans may find appealing, they will have Brickmania as a vendor selling custom military minifigs, sets, and an assortment of Lego-sized weapons. Again, this is Brick Days, November 18th and 19th at the Lancaster Event Center in Lincoln, Nebraska. Times are Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tickets are available for $10 for adults and $5 for kids 8 years and younger. Brick Days, November 18th and 19th. Go check it out and see what you can create.
Fall in. You fall out in that street, or I'm gonna kick your ass right off this fucking planet.
The Formation.
There it
It's
is.
We all just said it in our head,
Yeah.
but no, I guess it came out. So, well, we've all been giving our picks of things that we all encourage you to watch, because I think they're hopefully wrapping up the strikes.
The writer strike is ended officially. The actor strike is said to be wrapping soon.
Okay. So but that still means that we're going to have a lot of time
Yeah. Give me
before
some downtime.
good shit comes out. So there's plenty of time to go back and cross some stuff off your list if you haven't been already doing that. But we got the geek stuff covered pretty squarely around here. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was time to bro dude it up a little bit and get some testosterone going.
Son of a bitch.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
My pick was the 1987 classic Predator.
Doesn't get more classic than that.
It does not. So I'll give you a little overview of the movie and then the story, and then we'll get into our review here. But this movie was made for anywhere from $15 to $18 million.
Goddamn.
And it made 98 worldwide. So pretty good,
pretty good
return on
returns,
investment. And to
especially
date,
in 1987.
yeah. And to date, it's still one of the most profitable of the franchise. So, but yeah, so this is a lovely little movie about this group of special operator, just jack dudes and Shane Black. I don't know. But yeah, we got some big dudes that they're apparently mercenaries that only do rescue missions. They're a recovery group. That's all they do.
Yep.
And they get called up by Grief Karga.
Yep. Had that in my notes too.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed, if you will. They get called up to go down to some South American jungle to
Nondescript, totally generic.
just somewhere
Somewhere in South America.
I did have a buddy tell me that it was actually filmed in like Puerto Vallarta, I think.
Mexico.
Yeah,
is
that would be where Puerto Vallarta is. But
you know what? It's midnight. My brain is not going.
but yeah, and he also said that they have a bar there that has I can't remember if it was the name of the bar, but it has a chopper as like the bar, and they also have a life-size Predator there. So I'm like, that
cool.
Might have to put that place on the bucket list. But anyways, so this team of special operators being led by Arnold at his height, by the way.
Yeah. He is very tall.
Yeah. Sure, that's what I meant. But the negative effects of the steroids hadn't kicked in yet, is what I'm saying.
No, Arnie was clean all the way through.
Moving on. But so they get sent down to this jungle. They're supposed to go rescue some people that were working for the CIA, and they're friends of this particular group, other special forces operators. And they go down there, they deal with the guerrillas, and they realize that these teams have been wiped out. They try to gather some intelligence and get out of there. And that goes south because there's some crazy ass alien running around killing everybody and collecting their skulls.
Yeah, straight murking people. Yeah, and
so,
like skinning them and hanging them out to dry.
Yeah, the whole team gets wiped out. And then, of course, Arnold has to go toe-to-toe with this alien. And plenty of shenanigans ensue. Minimal dialogue that is usually one syllable for the most part. But but it's fantastic. And, you know, I wasn't very old when this movie came out.
You were at least 35.
That's young, okay?
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's not very old.
So I don't really remember everything, but in my mind, this was like one of the bigger nerd properties that like came into the, to use a term that I'm going to coin here, Pogue world mainstream of people other than geek. You know, it kind of sucked him in, and
I was wondering where you were going with that.
yeah, that's
like,
right.
Is this a military thing? I don't understand.
It definitely is, but I kind of turned it on its ass a little bit.
Pogue is person or person other than Grunt.
Other than Grunt, but it's other than Geek today. So I mean, it brought the bro dude, the muscle head, into kind of our nerd world here. So
I mean, I wouldn't call this a geek movie.
The story I've heard about how this movie came about was that they were talking about Rocky Balboa and how he had already beat everybody on Earth, and in the next movie he'd have to fight an alien
and beat the champ from another planet.
Yeah, and so they were like, well, it's not a bad idea, and then it developed into this.
I hope that's what happened, because that's fantastic. But
no, I agree that it combined the kind of monster movie aspect of cinema with like the action, just legit action hero,
balls.
Like stuff,
all gas, no brakes kind of stuff. I mean, because that's exactly what it is. It's a monster movie in the same vein of Alien.
Oh yeah, it's very
100%.
gory and
suspenseful.
And Jaws. Because I mean, you only get like a glimpse of the Predator, like very much like
we only see the Predator clearly in like the final confrontation for the first time.
You don't even really see the Predator at all until like damn near halfway through the movie. I was surprised how far into it was before we even get a glimpse of the guy. So
that's pretty typical monster movie. I mean, they did the same thing with Jaws. Actually, I did a rewatch of Jaws not too long ago with the wife, and I remember like, oh yeah, this is definitely a monster movie because they only do like glimpses, and then eventually you get the whole thing. But anyway, I digress.
This was directed by John McTiernan, who also the next year after directed Die Hard.
He's a legend.
That's a good movie.
Legend.
If you aren't aware.
Fantastic.
Also directed The Hunt for the Red October and Last Action Hero. So he's got a pretty good track record.
I mean, Han Solo's in that. So pretty good.
Yep.
Speaking of music, or speaking of directors, the music director was actually Alan Silvestri. From Back to the Future. And when we were watching it, I kept hearing it sounded like Back to the Future. I'm like, did they just like copy and paste like elements of that? And then I looked into it. It's like, oh no, he was the same director for Back to the Future. So like, oh well, that's why the music sounds similar. But like then the whole rest of the time after I figured that out, like all I could think of like was Back to the Future every time I heard the music.
Yeah, Alan Silvestri has done a metric fuck ton of
bunch of stuff,
movie music. Like he's responsible for the Avengers theme.
Oh really?
Yeah, he does a bunch of the Marvel stuff, Captain America stuff. But so I saw that name too, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. So
there's some great 80s characters. I won't say actors, but characters in this movie. So Arnold, obviously. This is about as jacked as he gets ever is this movie.
Well, that and Commando. Commando is pretty close.
Yeah, that's true. That had to be Commando had to be like a $10 budget though, because like it's just balsa wood and I don't know, whatever. But anyways,
plays Dutch.
He's Dutch.
Plays Dutch.
Major.
Yep.
Dutch. I don't think they ever say his first and or last name. I'm not sure which, but
so something with military movies like this that always like pisses me off is when they call everybody by their rank. Like
Major.
Yeah. Like in any real military outfit, you would not call the person above you by their, like, especially an officer, you wouldn't call them by their rank.
What would you?
You'd refer to them as sir or ma'am.
Okay. I figured rank
fair.
was
or unless there's like 2 or 3 of them around, then you would say
specify which one you're talking to.
Yeah, you'd say Major XYZ or Captain whoever you are.
When referring to officers, that would be true. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
In the Marine Corps, we have ranks, and the Army are just all sergeants, I guess. I don't know how that works.
Up to a point, yes.
Yeah. But anyways, so we have probably the greatest greeting in all of cinema history when Grief Karga walks in on Arnold, and
his name is actually Dylan in this movie for those who are interested.
That's true. Eventually I'll call him that, but I guess I have to.
I can't believe you're not I thought for sure the whole time you'd be saying Apollo Creed. But I'm
come
surprised
on.
that you're referencing.
Oh yeah, weird. I'm saying something
weird
about
that the Star Wars.
No, I get
Star
that,
Wars
but also
nerds,
sometimes you have.
I do love
you
Apollo
have
Creed.
a
I'm not
different
gonna lie.
hierarchy of things.
I do. It's probably just most recent in my brain.
Yeah.
So, but Dylan, you son of a bitch, and just like
and then the fucking midair arm
yeah.
wrestling scene that they do. That is just.
I don't know it for a fact, but I just feel like Arnold ad-libbed that. Like,
He's like-
I'm going to squeeze your arm until you can't feel it anymore.
I bet it was in his contract that he's like,
Probably.
I see this scene here. I like it, but I have to win.
Yeah, we also need a 30-second bicep shot.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you do that for me?
Lot of oil.
And very sweaty. Very
Very
sweaty.
oiled up, please.
Like, yeah, but so we also have Jesse the Body Ventura,
Jesse the Body
who was
Ventura.
who was a legit Navy SEAL. So
Oh, I didn't know that. All I knew was that he was a mayor and that he was a wrestler.
I thought he was the governor of Minnesota,
Governor?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he was
governor. Okay,
governor,
yeah.
Maybe.
but I didn't look the backgrounds of anybody else up. But I maybe one of the only military people in the movie. But classic Jesse Ventura. He's got the boonie cover folded on one side and rocking an MTV shirt back when MTV was fucking cool.
Yeah.
So, but then there's I can't remember what his name is. I know he just passed not that long ago, but he's been in a ton of shit, especially in the 80s. He was in Commando. He was in, I think, the Lethal Weapon movies, maybe.
Which one are we talking about?
The guy who's always shaving for some reason.
Mac.
Yes, Mac.
His
Mac
name is Bill Duke.
Bill Duke, yes.
Yeah, he's actually on a list of actors that you know,
that
but
guy.
you don't,
Yeah.
but you don't know.
Yeah.
He was in X-Men Last Stand. He plays
Yes.
Boulevard Trask.
That's right. Yeah. Since I brought it up, why the shit is he always shaving?
I have that in my notes. There's like the scene where they finally like understand that there's something hunting them, and it's not human. Probably it's some sort of something.
Right.
And they like set their trap for it, and there's like one way in that they think the predator can take. And he's just fucking sitting there staring at like where they're gonna, and he like snaps the razor on his
like
face.
into his cheek.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck are you
Well,
doing?
isn't that after
Hand on your
he just
fucking
lost?
gun.
I think it is, but still.
Yeah, he's going through like PTSD,
don't
so
give
he's
a
got some
fuck.
disassociation going on.
Put your fucking rifle in your hand,
he
brother.
also looks like a dude who probably gets some razor rash pretty
Yeah.
frequently. So why are you shaving constantly?
Yeah.
And he's just sweating. He's just not even shaving cream or
Yeah.
anything. He's just sweating
Yeah, they're like
profusely.
sitting on the Hueys, and he's just like
He's shaving.
calmly like dry
Yeah.
shaving. And I even
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dry shaving. Oh,
Yeah.
why
Well, it
would you
definitely
do
wasn't
that?
dry. He's sweating his
Well,
ass
it's fine
off
because
the
he
whole
doesn't
time.
have a single hair on
No.
his entire
No.
fucking
Yeah.
head anywhere.
No.
So,
But
wouldn't hurt.
very
Although that scene was pretty cool. Them flying it.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. But so when you're putting together a special ops mercenary covert rescue squad, your gear list is going to be very important. So
Yeah,
these
definitely.
guys, I mean, they start off. We definitely need an M60. Somebody's got to bring that. 40 Mike probably need a grenade
100%.
launcher.
Yep.
We'll all have M16s. Some of us will have the 203 grenade launcher underneath. But could one of you just maybe have a shotgun underneath there? That might be helpful. Oh, what else do we need? A fucking minigun.
How about a minigun?
Minigun.
Yeah.
That seems pretty, reasonable to tote through the jungle.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just a minigun and probably, I don't know, 5,000
Yeah,
rounds.
but it's Ventura.
We also need
Oh,
a
yeah, they could definitely hack it. I'm
large
just
amount
saying.
of claymore mines that you don't see any of them carry in.
Right, yeah.
And then all of a sudden they have them.
No one's wearing a pack except for Jesse Ventura,
Yeah.
and that's because he's carrying
It's
a
'cause
fucking
it's
minigun.
full of fucking
He's got
ammo.
all these rounds.
And most importantly, everybody has a 1.5 foot long knife.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, that's
That-
probably standard issue right there.
I mean, it is a jungle mission, so.
Yeah, you're probably gonna need a machete, or something.
Yeah.
Machete.
But yeah, no, they're basically like broadswords though. They're like fucking. They, in my hand, it definitely would be, but
Yeah.
in these monsters, they just look like
looks like
pocket
a knife.
knives. So, but I think I don't want to give it away already, but I'm gonna. My favorite scene, I think, is the guerrilla camp raid.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
it's just so fantastic.
Where Arnold just casually deadlifts a truck.
Oh yeah, that's I was gonna put. I put in here best deadlift in movie history.
Yeah.
Yes, tactical deadlift. Jocko has probably done some shit like that.
Probably.
So, love it. He deadlifts a truck that is operating as like a well.
I think it's
or
operating as
something?
a generator.
Yeah.
They're
Is that what
using
it
the
is?
spinning tires on the
Okay.
back. That's why it's off the ground.
Yeah.
And doesn't have tread on the tires. It's just the rim.
But somehow just fucking rips right through that camp when he
Yeah.
drops it off the cinder
Yeah.
blocks. But
Yeah, it sets it to detonate. Yeah.
the other favorite part of the camp scene is that just everyone shooting from the hip.
I literally,
Yeah.
I said nobody knows how to look down the sights of their
No.
weapon.
Not and if you were carrying a 60 and a minigun, probably okay.
Minigun, yes. Rifle with fucking irons, like you gotta
Yeah.
put that up
Yeah,
at some
no.
point there, bud.
No.
But I also have in that scene, Dutch takes one of those swords that we were just talking about that they carry and fucking throws it across the scene and sticks a guy through the guts to a wall.
Yep.
And then just goes, stick around.
Stick
Like,
around.
God damn it, man.
And I'll talk.
No wonder fucking Batman and Robin had all those goddamn puns.
I'll talk about that more later. But the tactics in the camp scene are fantastic. I had to rewind it like 3 times because I was laughing so fucking hard. But right before he throws that giant knife, Arnold clears this tent and goes into this, like, it's not even a tent. It's like a wicker straw building or
Yeah.
something. And there is literally a tent pole that's maybe 2 inches wide. And he like takes cover behind it. He goes up, gets real skinny behind this
The
pole, and
largest
then
man
keeps
ever.
moving. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I must have missed that.
Oh my god! I watched it. Like we're gonna have to make a reel of that because it cracked me up. But let's see. Moving on. So after the camp, that's when they decide to collect a prisoner who might have some intel about the gorillas, and then they start making their way through the jungle.
Well, they find out like the big reveal is like the whole reason they're in the jungle. They were looking for this senator. Yeah, they're looking for a senator.
Some diplomat. Of
Yeah,
some-
some kind of diplomat.
And then they find out it's all just a ruse, and Dylan's character has them there to collect this intel, and basically stop a mini invasion from happening. Which, I mean, kudos to him for stopping the invasion, but he could have been up front with.
Don't lie to your boys.
Yeah,
But they only do rescue missions.
only do
true.
rescue missions, so they couldn't have assassinate somebody. They couldn't go in and just happen to realize, oh, hey, this shit is happening. Maybe we should, stop it.
But so in typical military fashion, after action, you immediately just start talking shit to each other and cracking jokes. And I really appreciate that the Predator records all these one-liners.
Yes.
And there's a scene where I think it's Shane Black's character tells Billy a joke about an echo. And I just feel like the Predator definitely used that at like the office water cooler, like afterwards. Like, if he didn't die, but it's like,
He marked that down in his notes. He's like, "This is gonna kill.
Yeah,
This is gonna kill at work."
This is definitely gonna work. So,
Why'd you say it twice? I didn't.
yeah. So,
Which is the second really creepy fucking vagina joke.
oh yeah,
that Shane Black's character
the first
tells.
vagina joke did not land
Didn't
at
land,
all.
apparently.
Didn't even get a
Second
smirk
one,
out of
Billy
Billy.
loves.
Yeah, Billy has this very distinct laugh, and he's great, by the way.
I agree. I love him.
But so they start making their way through the jungle, and slowly start getting picked off by this hunter, this alien predator that has this invisibility cloak thing that it's using to just hide in the jungle and just pick off his prey. So at one point they decide to start setting up all these booby traps and try to lure this creature in so they can fight it, because they've realized very quickly that it's not human.
Right. It gets Shane Black's character Hawkins.
Yes.
When he's with their kidnapped gorilla female.
Right.
And when they ask her what happens, she tells them like the jungle,
The jungle
came
came
alive
alive,
and swallowed
yeah.
him up, because all she saw was like the cloaking reflection
and the green eyes.
Which, by the way, the fucking invisibility cloak looks like dog shit in this fucking movie.
It does.
When
but
it's standing still, it looks okay.
Right.
Every time it moves, it looks
pretty
fucking
bad.
terrible.
But it's 1987.
I know. I'm just saying it didn't hold up.
Neither did the eyes. They look fucking terrible too. But I think it didn't look as bad just because of the jungle backdrop. Like that waviness kind of blended in a little bit. But anyways, so they all start, building booby traps and trying to lure this creature in. And there's just this great scene where Dylan's bitching about, we got to get moving and blah, blah, blah. And Arnold pretty much says, instead of complaining, maybe you should just take your shirt off and flex with us while we put all this shit together. But then the guy who's always shaving, Mac, his character, when the predator starts moving into their little booby traps there, Mac's head gets blown off it's like a fucking water balloon.
Yeah.
But then the next time you see it, because
It's fine.
The laser light for the predator's like shoulder cannon thing, that's what blew his head off. And the next time you see Mac, it's just like this little tiny hole. But you literally see his head pop like a water balloon.
Like it probably was a watermelon that they
so
painted.
Funny. And then, like I said, Dylan or Grief Karga gets his arm blown off, but for some reason the booger hook just keeps squeezing that trigger.
It's clearly like just not on the trigger.
It's just pop, pop, pop. And that was he gets his arm cut off because he's the first victim of the Predator's like sweet ass Wolverine fucking claws.
No, he gets it blown off by the three dots, and then he gets
then he gets killed. He gets killed
with the claw.
That's right. My bad. I should have took better notes. But
before Mac gets killed, before Bill Duke's character gets watermelon head, and then all of a sudden he's fine. He's still dead, but Jesse Ventura's character gets killed, and you can see he sees something moving in the forest or in the jungle, and then it turns out to be an animal, and he's like, whatever. And you see
he gets splattered.
You see him get fucking blown up, but you can see whatever they used for the laser effect that the Predator shoots from his shoulder cannon must have been on a wire, because you can see the wire attached from up in a tree to his back, and you can just see the thing run down the wire into him.
I didn't even notice that.
It's fucking terrible, but
I love it. But yeah, so he gets
which fucks up Bill Duke's character.
Mentally, he gets scarred by that.
That after his death, right? That's where they all just
the iconic
start
scene.
shooting into the forest, and then they all just he must be shooting in the right direction. And everybody's
that's
just fucking shoulder firing.
Everybody's waving.
Yeah. I mean, that's like I'm saying, that's the trust you have with your group, though. If if we're out about and we were out in the jungle and B just starts randomly firing and screaming, I'm probably going to come up and start randomly firing and screaming as well.
Belt dumping a minigun into the void. I love it. Yep. But I had to throw out in this part Billy is this he's native, he's like a tracker, and he's great. He's freaking huge too. But Billy versus Crocodile Dundee, who you got? Who's got the bigger knife? Because that's a knife.
It's Billy.
Billy,
that thing's fucking monster. It's like the size of his femur, and he's just a massive man.
Yeah.
So
and Dundee would definitely say, "Now that's a knife."
That's a knife.
And then he'd be like, "Never mind, I don't want to fuck with you." When he cuts himself across the chest all the way down with it.
Yeah.
Billy also at some point is like, "We're all gonna die here."
Yeah.
Rips off his worry stone or whatever. That
probably time to go, I guess. Yep. But we already talked about the most iconic line, which was our intro tonight with the sit rep, right?
Yep.
Get to the chopper. When Arnold drops that line, he's yelling it to the only person that the chopper would absolutely not pick up if they showed up. which is their hostage. And like, I don't know why that never dawned on me. Like, what's she gonna
That's
do?
true.
The
I
fucking
didn't think
shooter.
about
Yeah,
that.
I-
Yeah, they'd be like, who the fuck is this bitch?
Yeah, I saw her later in the helicopter. She's the only one. I'm like, wait, they picked her up? Why would
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
But so like, there's multiple scenes in this movie where they're just constructing just boy scouting the shit out of the jungle and just building all these booby traps and all these elaborate contraptions to lure and kill the predator.
This is where
And I'm
Kevin
like,
McAllister learned how to fucking
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Home
do his
Alone.
shit.
Home Alone is a flat out ripoff of Predator. But like, it had me thinking, like, does the Predator take a lot of naps? Like, what the fuck?
What's he been doing? Like-
He's been stalking and picking them off one by one. But he's like, I'm gonna take a little siesta
Is
here.
it,
while they
is it
build
during the time? No, because he's doing the first aid
Yeah, there's one point where
after the. Well, I can't remember. Yeah, but there's which I liked. They show a scene of him like doing some self care, and the costume for the most part is really good in this movie. Like I think it holds up really well. But the hands. Because you can see the fingertips just like bending when he tries to do anything.
back.
Like it just looks really bad in that scene. But yeah,
I think they figured that out later because when he uses his little
uses the
wrist
tips of his
computer, he
finger.
uses the like claw
Yeah.
to press stuff. But let's see here. He just gave him ample time to fortify whatever position they decided.
But maybe he
to
thought
take
it, like
him.
he's in it for the sport of it, right? Maybe he thinks it's like, oh, I'll give them a fighting chance and I'll still fuck them all up.
I guess, but he's also fucking invisible. So like, how sporting is that?
Well, yeah, I agree.
And he's got an unlimited laser cannon.
Exactly, and fucking heat vision.
Yeah.
So whatever. But the Predator is successful. He picks off the entire group minus Arnold. Arnold gets away because he falls what's the equivalent of like a 10-story building like twice. He slides down a cliff into a river and then goes over a waterfall.
Into another like reservoir.
Yeah, and then lands in some mud, which is the only way he is able to conceal himself from the Predator. And like,
Which would absolutely not work.
but I mean, like, what fucking technology is this? Like, you have all these like heat vision abilities, and like you can't just turn it off and be like, oh shit, he's right there.
Well, I didn't remember. I remembered that like at some point he takes off his mask and he has a confrontation with Arnold, but I forgot that his vision is still seemingly like heat based.
Yeah, he's like
Even
reptilian
after
kind of.
even after the helmet's off, and the helmet kind of just like refines it for him. But yeah, you would think that like the known universe that has experienced the whole Predator phenomena outside of Earth would be like real hip to that fucking quickly. Like they would figure that the fuck out really fast and find a way to kill these motherfuckers, because like he's not even covered in a thick amount of mud. This isn't even like Rambo in the wall sort of like hiding in the mud wall sort of situation. It's like he crawled through some mud briefly. And also, I just really don't buy the idea that like a guy like Dutch, who's like he's obviously able to run and move away, that he would just be like fuck and just stop and just wait, like, because he doesn't figure out that he's invisible to him with the mud until after
that.
And he's like, he couldn't see me, like with the fucking mud on, like, so that's when he uses it for the confrontation in the end. But it's like, just keep running.
So that brings me to another point. Like, apparently, water destroys his invisibility machine.
It
but
seems
he
to fuck with
jumped
it.
in the water.
Yeah.
Like it intentionally got in the water, which was a great scene. As it's like,
Maybe they don't have water on the Predator planet. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like he gets around. Maybe he's seen water before, but
Also, he's in a fucking jungle, the most humid, damp fucking place ever.
Right. So you'd think there would be some issues there, but apparently not. But so Arnold figures out that the mud conceals the heat of his body, so the Predator can't see him because he walks right by him. And again,
I mean, maybe initially that would mask you like very briefly, but your body temperature is gonna take over very fast.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you'd be better off being under the water. Like, the water's got to be cooler.
The water's
than,
I would think the water would be whatever temperature the water would displace your temperature and make it harder to see. But
again, he has to go take another nap, apparently, after that happens, because he allows Arnold to, again, build another freaking base camp.
Well, I think he goes back. They at least show that he goes back for Hawkins' body, I think, or maybe it's
okay.
Carl Weathers. Or
See, I thought he was collecting these all along, like sticking them in a tree.
well, he was,
as he
but
was
then
going.
in that when Arnold's like building his fortifying his little camp, they show the Predator with all the skulls,
Right.
and they show him rip the spine and skull out of one of the bodies, and I thought it was Hawkins, but that's not the most recent kill of his, so who knows?
Right.
And then like put it with the other skull, so maybe he's just having a little skinning
Right.
session there. He's tanning the
I
hides
guess.
and
And taking a nap.
taking a nap.
Probably.
Yeah.
But so that gives Arnold time to rebuild his little base camp and make some traps. More flexing is involved, and
Oh yeah.
lots of lap pull downs.
Yeah,
and-
lap pull downing a gigantic log.
Fucking 400-pound fucking tree trunk.
Yeah.
But then he makes a bow. And
Bow.
this is a great scene where he decides to fire off this
somehow
flaming arrow.
explosive arrow. that he
Yeah,
has.
which his arrowheads were metal. Where the fuck did he get those?
well,
He's just like-
the smaller arrows. But so he takes he has two like 40 millimeter grenades.
yeah, he takes
and he
the
takes those apart and he takes out
incendiary rounds.
Yeah,
or
like
fucking,
less than a teaspoon of gunpowder or whatever, black powder from inside it.
white phosphorus
And like
or something.
and
Yeah.
like puts it into a leaf and like wraps up a leaf and makes that the tip of his now explosive arrow.
Right.
And it's like it's like the size of a fucking eggplant on the end of this
Yeah.
fucking arrow, and he loads that thing up on a shaft of an arrow that's like a half
tree
inch.
branch,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
fucking quarter or a half inch thick. Like it's huge, and he shoots it off this bow, and it looks like it goes. It's like when you don't cock a Nerf gun right, and
Right,
the
and then
dart just
the dart
rolls
falls
out
out
the
the barrel.
falls out the end. It just feels like
Exactly.
it clearly goes like 1 foot.
The biggest limp dick
And then they just cut, and it's just like arcing down in front of the Predator and blowing up.
so
like,
bad.
Man,
Movie
they really,
magic.
They
Oh,
really
yeah.
didn't do that scene any justice.
No,
there.
the worst homemade bow of all time. That is unreal. And then so he does a big fight with the Predator. We finally get to see the Predator's face, and he takes the mask off.
All
which-
its glory. Yeah.
That was fucking really cool.
yeah,
like
really
the whole
good.
Get up was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Makeup was great. I mean, it looks believable.
But so he gets in a little scrap with Arnold, and for some reason his wrist computer that he's controlling all his little gadgets on gets fried.
It's because he got that explosion from the
Right,
Yeah,
from
they
the
fried it.
from the elliptic
But then
arrow.
it's fine later.
Yeah. But
that's true. I
The
didn't
wrist
realize-
computer
yeah.
is destroyed except for the fucking self-destruct
Yeah.
option.
Yeah.
That apparently works just fine. So I didn't understand that, but the part that really blew my mind was, say you're about to be in the fight of your life against this alien hunter who single-handedly just killed multiple teams of special operators. A good strategy would be to expend any unnecessary energy that you might have by bear hugging the underside of a log for no apparent reason. Like he easily could have hid under the log.
Well, yeah, I guess we don't see how tall, like how far off the ground that is, or if it's over the water. Because my understanding was that he was over the river, and then if he jumps in the river, like
Fucking
you can't-
stand under, or just like whatever.
just stand to your side as he comes to you, and like because they already showed in that scene, right? He's like he gets his reinforcements set up, and he calls out the Predator. He like lets out a guttural scream into the jungle, and the Predator hears it and stands up, and then he lights a huge fire and lures the Predator in. And he's hiding. He's all covered in mud. He's ready for this dude, and he's like looking in one direction, like, I got this motherfucker. And the Predator just fucking comes up behind him and is like, he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And like, credit to Arnold, his acting isn't the greatest in this, but he does some pretty fun like eye acting, like silent stuff for this this bit where the Predator's just crawling on the tree right next to him, and he just has to stay still and like not freak out about it for a second, and then swings over to the other tree and like, but so they've already shown like the predator can't fucking see you.
Yeah.
Apparently can't fucking hear you either. So just step to the side and let him.
Yeah.
So I completely agree. I don't know about you guys, but I love the Predator franchise. Like I love all like the Alien versus Predator ones weren't that great, but there's still some entertaining shit in there.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the rest of the franchise, but like this Predator, he might be the worst at his job in the entire franchise. Like he sucks at everything. He's a terrible.
Well, as we know now from Prey, he's not the first one that came to Earth.
Right.
I don't know how they.
Well, we also knew in Predator 2 because at the end the Predator gives Danny Glover the old fucking pistol,
which is actually from Prey. Now, yeah, but yeah, you're right.
But then the other thing is like their species is like these great hunters, and their whole purpose in life is to travel the galaxy and hunt the most dangerous predators all over. But like that's their thing. They're sportsmen, right? This guy's a dick. He loses and just like fucking I'm blowing everything up. Like what the fuck is that?
I don't know. It's been forever since I've seen this, but I had no recollection of Arnold's like, what the hell are you? And then he like repeats it. Yeah. I had no recollection of that or the absolutely insane maniacal laughter.
Yeah.
As
that was Billy's laugh.
Yeah. But I was just like, this feels fucking weird. Like it just didn't seem right at the moment when he does that. But God damn it, what was I gonna say about I don't know. Continue.
But yeah, like just that he's this sportsman and he just fucking nukes the place.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I guess if a nuclear bomb was gonna go off, you're gonna run.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just gonna fucking die tired, I would imagine. But somehow Arnold got away. My next note here is that the one person that the chopper wouldn't pick up, apparently they fucking picked her up. So she did get to the chopper.
Yep.
And the chopper got her away. And I totally forgot that Arnold survived this movie. Like I thought he died when the bomb went off. Like I completely forgot.
He looks fucked up in the helicopter, like traumatized.
Right.
Well, I mean,
which is understandable.
Your friend just got killed by an alien.
That's kind of like contradictory though for like your typical like hero in an action movie sort of thing. Right. Usually it's just kind of like you move on, but like he's like just fucking dead stare out the window, like covered in blood and mud and sand.
This movie made him a ton of money.
Oh yeah.
And like he was already a big star at the time anyways, but this is like solidified him at the top, right? How the fuck was he never in a sequel?
Yeah,
he made plenty of sequels of other shitty movies. Like why wouldn't he?
I don't know.
Why wasn't he in another one? But whatever. Already talked about Shane Black as Hawkins. If you don't know Shane Black, he's the director of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He also did Iron Man 3.
He directed The Predator, which was it's probably in the last 5 years. I think
the one with the dude from Key and Peele and Tom Jane's in it, and the main character's what's his name from Narcos.
Yeah. It's from 2018 was when The Predator came out, but it's Boyd Holbrook.
Yeah. And Olivia Munn's in it.
Oh yeah, yep, she is in it.
But
couple other interesting things I saw was that Peter Cullen does the vocalizations for the Predator. If you're not aware, Peter Cullen is the
Optimus, right?
Voice of Optimus Prime from the 80s Transformers, and then
I didn't know that.
All the movies so he does all the like obviously the ones that aren't.
Honestly, I didn't even know he said anything other than shit that was recorded, like repeated.
Yeah,
like I guess I didn't even realize.
I think he does all of like the weird
that knocking sound,
growling and clicking sort of shit. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. What else? Oh, a couple of. Well, I guess we could maybe get into that when we get into quotes and everything. But
well, it's funny that you mentioned the 2018 redo of the series, I actually had a question from a good friend of mine. He goes by Minecraft P, and he was asking if there should be a reboot of Predator. I wasn't aware of the 2018 movie.
They called that one a reboot?
What?
I think it's still
No.
a sequel.
This movie that we're reviewing is Predator. That movie is The Predator.
Okay, so it's
So
not.
it's not the same.
It's a sequel.
Okay, it's a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
then in that vein, to his question, then is it time for a reboot of the series completely,
No, just a better one.
Yeah.
or just a
I'm good with either.
redo of the
Yeah.
of the series?
I really liked Prey.
I did too. I loved it.
I would love to see more unique settings
I agree.
for the Predator.
The big one on the internet is like feudal Japan,
Yes.
like samurais. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like
I'd fucking
if
love
they've
that.
been coming to Earth for decades, for hundreds of years even, like
So part of the shtick, and I think they got away from it a little bit in some of the sequels, but like Predator 2 was a big thing. They have to go to places that are very hot.
oh okay.
So like I think they got away from it because like the Alien versus Predator was like Antarctica or something
Yeah.
like that.
I don't know,
But
it's been forever since I've seen that,
But yeah, that was the whole reason in Predator 2 they came to Los Angeles because they were having this like major heat wave and Danny Glover's just sweating the whole time.
Yeah, he
But
is.
But he continues on and he asks, okay, so if you do have to do a reboot, who do you cast in that? So
I think you got to go bro dude, right? Do you got to get a John Cena? Like, do we let The Rock fuck that up too? Or, I don't know.
I think I like your John Cena better. but-
Batista, I'd be down with that.
yeah, Batista could do it if we're talking about kind of like a 1-for-1 reboot of.
I don't
You
want
know.
that. This is perfection. Leave it alone. You can get close. I think.
Perfection, yeah.
No, it's great.
Yeah, coming from the guy
Fantastic.
that
I'm not saying
says-
it's not good. I'm just saying it definitely like, you know, maybe if we were writing it now, instead of him like building a really shitty bow on his own and like these really weird heavy arrows, he could have just like circled back to the gorilla camp and like scavenged one from there if
Or
they
just
wanted
make a
him to do
spear.
that.
Just get a
He does make
spear.
a spear.
He does.
He makes a big spear. He also makes a big explosive spear somehow too that he throws and blows them up,
Yeah.
but whatever.
I just need more lat pull downs and like deadlifts.
I'm all
and-
about that,
Yeah,
but just
that's
like
fantastic.
you had the inbuilt, like he could just go back to that gorilla camp, and because they're gorillas and it's South America, you could have been like, yeah, they got a fucking bow laying around or a crossbow or something,
go.
and give him something like
or
that.
a nail
So,
gun.
yeah.
That would be cool too.
They just like considering that, like First Blood came out before this, like, and clearly there's some very direct ripoff or inspiration from there. Like the bow scene just didn't quite do it, so
Yeah.
they could have done a little better on that. Like you're shooting that scene, and that's the clip you get.
Yeah.
You're like,
Wrap it up. It's fucking hot out here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
It's
we're
fine.
moving on. Okay, so we covered the main guys, but who would you recast as Carl Weathers?
Oh man.
See, he submits Michael B. Jordan for that role.
I do. I don't hate that at all.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like Michael B. Jordan.
Only
That's
if they promise to do the handshake thing again.
cool. Yeah, that's
They would have to do
that
that.
has to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a pretty damn good pick.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anybody that would kind of rival that.
I'm sure there's plenty, but like he's a real good pick. Like I like that one a lot.
Let me think here. I want to try something. I want to ask an AI to recast
Oh, okay.
Predator
Is this a new bit?
1987. Ask AI, probably not, but with
Yeah, I thought we were anti that.
modern actors.
No, no, that's art.
So you're asking Skynet to pick the replacement for Arnold? Is that what you're doing?
The stupid AI said, "Oh, that's a fun idea. How about recast Predator with some awesome modern actors? Let's see. How about Dwayne The Rock Johnson for the role of Dutch?"
How did you not know that was going to happen?
Yeah, let's see. Idris Elba for
I
Dylan,
like
they
that.
said.
I like that.
Okay.
They want Emily Blunt for Anna
For
the gorilla.
Anna? What?
How about
How did the chick
Billy.
from Wednesday not get in there?
Jenna Ortega?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They said Tom Hardy for Billy.
I mean,
You're on crack. See what they say to that. Ha ha ha. Sorry if my suggestions didn't match your vision.
so clearly they've had that response before.
That's a good question.
But
Thanks.
Idris Elba's good. I like Idris Elba.
actually,
He's
I
a
think those are good
gigantic
picks.
motherfucker too. So
I mean, if you were to tell me tomorrow that The Rock is going to be in a Predator movie, I'd 100% watch it.
probably see it. Yeah.
Wait, why not the dude that you hate? From
The Rock?
John Wick.
No, I'm offended that you even brought that up.
Oh, Common?
Why the fuck would Common?
Common. Yeah, we'll put in Common.
No,
Yeah.
he's busy being in like fucking T-Mobile commercials or something. Quit trying to give that guy a job. Fuck that guy. So let's get to it. The favorite scene. What do you got, Duncan? What was your favorite scene?
I think it's probably the gorilla camp.
Yeah, that's hard to beat.
I like the the deadlift in the truck.
Yeah,
And setting the
Fabulous.
grenades to somehow just explode when the truck runs into
Yeah.
the wall. That's
No,
a
he
setting,
set a
right?
timer. He
That's a
said-
setting, right?
Yeah.
After you pull the.
I
pin.
love the sticking him to the fucking post
Yeah.
with the knife.
Stick
and
around.
Everybody's shooting from the hip and
Yep.
shit. It's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, so that's probably my
Jimmy,
favorite scene.
You got anything different?
Yeah, I tried to go a little outside of normal because, I mean, it was like, okay, guerrilla camp or the iconic scene of them, just shooting into the woods. But for me, what I thought cool was the flying in on the Hueys, just like
That was cool.
I mean, that took some like obvious skill of the Huey pilots to do that too. So
It gives you a cool little taste to the characters, too.
Right, and
Yeah.
their kind of their relationship, and
Yeah.
plus we get one of the greatest lines of all time. Of,
Yeah, I've been waiting to bring it
this
up.
stuff will make you a sexual tyrannosaur.
Goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus like me.
Yeah, that's fucking great. But for me, just I think it's probably the camp raid, but just to be different, I'll throw the end fight and the ugly motherfucker reveal. Like that was pretty classic.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say every time that I hear a foreigner say "fucker" like that, it's always like motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Like you hear it in Die Hard with
Motherfuck with Hans Gruber.
Yeah, Hans
Yeah.
Gruber. Like it's
R.I.P. Alan Rickman.
Yeah, good stuff. Anyway,
So I mean, we could do a whole another episode just quoting this movie.
Yeah.
But the favorite quotes, I'm gonna go back to the guerrilla camp raid, and it's too difficult to pick one because they just go rapid fire during that scene. And I have here stick it out, and then Arnold does a knock knock, and then like just like fires a grenade. I think he like shoots a 203 in the building that he's standing in. And we got they're dug in like an Alabama tick, which was a great one. I ain't got time to bleed, which is
got time to
fantastic. Yeah, that was in there. And then I don't know why. I think I compressed a bunch of Arnold movies into one, and I thought when he said this line that he had like this Austrian seizure where he's just like, but he's just like,
I think you're thinking of Total Recall.
I know. I'm thinking of all Arnold movies where he gets too excited and can't talk. But he's like, you dropped us in a meat grinder. But and then I think Billy says, I wouldn't wish that on a broke dick dog. that was a classic. So,
Nice.
but those were all within like 40 seconds of each other. It was just
Yeah.
like bing, bang, bang, boom. Anybody else?
My favorite though is because it just stuck with me where he's like, come on, do it. I want you to
Kill
do
me,
it.
do it.
Do it. Do it.
The best
Yeah.
part, though, I like that line, but I feel like it's undercut because then the predator is just like sees the trap and is like, all right, and just starts to walk around it
Yeah.
instead. And he's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Fuck
Again, why didn't you just shoot him?
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's already, he already took off his.
I
his
don't think
laser
we
was
see
working
it
at that point.
until I don't think it shows up until Predator 2, but that sweet ass like disc boomerang
Oh,
thing
yeah,
that he
the-
has, like that I fucking love that
Yeah,
thing.
thing's cool. My favorite was if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's a
a good
great
one.
Yeah,
one. too.
iconic. Yeah.
Did you already say one, Jimmy? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I wasn't.
It's just character now, which
Favorite character, man. Whew. Somebody else go.
I just to not pick like either the Predator or Dutch, I picked Billy.
Yeah.
I like Billy a lot, except for I think his weird final confrontation where you don't even get to see him die on screen was just
Right.
like, this is stupid.
Yeah,
that
'Cause
was
he
the
just
scream
takes,
in the-
off,
in the
takes off all of
background.
his gear and throws it off the cliff. Doesn't even like offer it to Arnold or anything. And Arnold's like, hey, wait, what do you do?
Nah.
God damn it. And just like keeps going.
Part of me hopes he just like screamed real loud and then left.
And then he's like, yeah, just like, fuck this.
yeah,
and
like fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
My favorite is going to be Jesse Ventura's character.
Yeah, I mean that's solid. I mean, I want to say the Predator just because he looks so cool, but really fucking terrible at his job. Just really awful.
Yeah.
I guess I'll pick Dutch just
There you go.
because nobody
Somebody had to.
because you have to.
Yeah.
You can't not say it.
Somebody
But
had to.
made up rating system. Jimmy, you got one ready to go. It looks like.
Yeah, I got to go 7 out of 10. Iconic gun firing into the undergrowth.
Okay.
Unlimited ammo scenes.
Unknown backdrop, just murdering a bunch of children
Yeah.
behind the trees. Okay.
Mine is 887 out of 1,000 minigun rounds.
Yes. I love that. That's really good.
Nice.
I'm going to go with 3 out of 3 dick-shaped bicep flyers because I just want my bros to come over and watch one of the best bro dude movies of all time. As my friend said, the apex of 80s science fiction movies. Just fantastic. So, that's fun. It was a nice change of pace from our...
Yeah.
We've been very serious up to
Yeah.
this point with our movie reviews.
And it's
so-
it's a quick hitter movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can get through it pretty
Because
quick. It's
it's
like an
under-
hour 45.
Yeah, it's pretty fast,
So-
and there's not a lot of talking.
Yeah.
other than one-liners.
Yeah.
And it's just all like I wish we had a round counter for this. for this
So
movie,
many
'cause
rounds. Yeah.
So many people die, and I also like how the rescue team kills an entire village. Like when they raid that camp,
Yeah.
they let one person live.
Yeah.
Is what it is, but
Well, good stuff.
yeah. All right. Well, it's time for the mail call.
The mail call.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mail call. Mail call. Mail call. Mail call.
I'm going to come out swinging here on this one.
All right.
Let's have it.
Because in the spirit of reboots, we had another one, and it was from Minecraft P again, and he says, "Okay, so if you're going to reboot some movies, what are some movies you would like to reboot, and what are movies that are just absolutely untouchable that you cannot reboot because they're perfection anyway?"
Okay.
Can't reboot.
A movie I would look at rebooting would be Christine.
Okay.
Which one's that?
That's
That's the one with the car.
Oh, okay.
Stephen
Yeah.
King. Yeah.
Okay.
With what, like a Honda Civic? Or
Dude, that's exactly what I was like. A really nasty ricer.
A Honda Supra. like a, just a
Hyundai
fucking,
Santa Fe. Or what
Yeah.
about a Subaru? How about that? No? Yeah. All right.
So I was thinking about this today because I had the question for a bit, and I was thinking about, okay, so this was 1980s when this movie was done. So, and they used a 1956 Plymouth Fury. So you have to do something from like 30 years ago. So 30 years ago, that was like mid 90s.
Jesus. Oh,
Yeah.
Geostorm.
Geostorm. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so they used a really cool name, a Plymouth Fury. Okay, so what about like a Dodge Stealth? That'd be a pretty good one.
Those are pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Like, I had an ex-girlfriend whose dad had a Dodge Stealth, and that thing was badass.
Yeah, and you can make them look pretty cool, too.
I've also driven one, and it was a total piece of shit, but...
How about, I didn't know this was a car, but I just Googled ugliest cars of the 90s. How about a Renault Twingo?
Is that like
Renault?
European?
It appears to be some sort of Europe, but a Twingo.
Where's the Geostorm on that list? It's got to
I
be
don't
pretty
know.
high up there, isn't it?
It's not on there yet. There's a Ford Scorpio.
Oh.
That could be cool.
Could also do Pontiac Trans Am. That's
Yeah.
What about a Fiero?
or a Fiero, yeah.
I feel like
Just
something with like
a Fiero creeping along, like
Yeah.
it's gonna kill you. No, well,
poor man's DeLorean.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's got to have a really bad Lambo body kit on it.
oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like something with like a really obnoxious spoiler on the back of it, like Too Fast, Too Furious kind of thing.
a Nissan 240 SX.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Trying to think of the other half of that. Like,
Well, I think there's a lot of movies that are just like some of the first things that pop in my head are like, maybe like some Tarantino flicks, like Pulp Fiction. Like,
Yeah.
you just don't
Reservoir
there's- You're not
Dogs.
rebooting Reservoir
No.
Dogs or Pulp Fiction or remaking it
No.
for any. Nobody fucking wants that.
honestly, don't think you remake Predator either. Like,
No, but like there's something there that is generic enough
sure.
that
yeah.
Like-
It's pretty vanilla as far as story and
right
Yeah.
that is generic enough that you can either make endless sequels or reboots or whatever you want to call them, but it's more like the unique, like either dramas or comedies, like something
Or
like
cast or
especially
something like
stuff that's
that.
original stories that isn't based on any
Right.
sort of property. Like I don't know that this isn't based on any sort of property, but it's a unique enough movie that is beloved enough, like The Big Lebowski.
Oh, for sure. That's a
Um,
good one.
Or God, what was the other one? I just
Tron.
saw? Like just stuff like
Tron was just weird.
I don't think like Jaws you should, but I could see that getting remade.
Yeah.
And it kind of
Yeah, they
has
did.
in
With
the
the
sense that
Meg.
with like
Yeah.
Megalodon and all
Jason
the just
Statham,
shitty.
man.
It's just kind of the original of those like
7-headed shark.
yeah.
I mean, you made a reference to one earlier tonight, but Shawshank.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
like
iconic.
that. Just done. You can't do that one.
I think one that I probably would have fought for to stay away from that maybe enough time has passed that you could try it again was like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or
Oh,
I mean
I know. I want to see a Phantom reboot.
like the Billy Zane.
Yeah, the Billy
movie.
Zane movie, The
Oh.
Phantom, the dude in the purple tights with the black mask. I
Okay.
want to see the Phantom
Okay,
done well.
sure.
There was a sci-fi channel movie.
Oh, I remember.
like,
Yeah,
reboot or show or miniseries or something with it that was fucking god awful.
really.
But the I like that Billy Zane movie because it was.
I don't
when I was a
remember
kid.
it at all. I know
But-
I can see the cover in my head, but I can't. Or the movie poster.
But yeah, that's a good one, I think.
Other movies you can't remake: Full Metal Jacket,
Yeah.
Platoon.
Yeah, that was
Although-
the cast for me.
I mean, Platoon. You could probably do like a 2002.
Yeah, you could do a modern version,
like initial invasion of Iraq.
right? I mean,
I think
slightly
that'd be pretty
different
good.
than Vietnam, but
Yeah, I mean, but there was still like a lot of loose
there's
shit that
plenty
happened.
of military, parallels that you could.
Yeah.
you could find a way to squeak it in there. But again, that movie is more of the cast for me.
That's true. Yeah,
Like
Willem Dafoe,
Tombstone.
yeah.
Tombstone. I think you don't touch that. I mean,
no.
they released one at the same year Kevin Costner did called Wyatt Earp. But I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through.
I've never seen it.
There's this scene where like they're sitting on a porch swing, and he just says something so robotic, and it's just like, really? You're gonna say it like that? And he's like talking to his wife at the time. It was that scene just always stuck with me,
something that
just, like,
you do
ridiculous.
want reboot. I'll throw Tron out there again. Like I really like Tron Legacy. I know that movie got a lot of shit,
Yeah.
but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty all right. I'd love to see another RoboCop, and the
Like
last
a
one,
well-done RoboCop,
Well,
rather
I
than
think
like
the 2014 one gets a lot of hate, but I think it's a pretty
I
decent
don't
movie.
think it's terrible, but
There's some parts I didn't like about it, but the cast was good. What's his name that you talked about earlier?
Joel
that was
Kinnaman.
RoboCop. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was great. There's some classic actors in there. Michael Keaton's in there. Gary Oldman's in there. Sam Jackson's in there.
a good reboot would probably be The Last Jedi.
I don't think that you can
you want that
the
rebooted?
second movie. You need to reboot the whole trilogy.
Yeah, the whole trilogy. Yeah.
But yeah, that's not happening. So
Yeah.
that's one that they're never gonna touch. So, but okay, what else? Anybody else got anything?
Good question. Good question.
yeah, it's a good question. Let me pull up another one here, unless you got one. D.
I got one right here.
Go ahead.
Since we're on the topic of Star Wars, so this is a question that we didn't really answer on our last episode, but this is a two-parter here. One, this is from the hotel clerk. Do you recast Balin? And if so, who? And then the second part here is, you don't get a show or a movie, but if you had one backstory to explore in a comic series or maybe a cartoon, are you taking Ahsoka and Sabine or Balin and Shin-Hati? And the second part of that's easy. I want Balin and
Yeah, Balin and Shin-Hati.
Yeah.
But for the first part, I think you have to, if you're going to continue the story, you have to recast him. And I don't like the idea of it, but I think that's the only option. One suggestion that I saw the other day was Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, I keep
Kind of
seeing,
looks the part.
I keep seeing comparisons of a couple different actors that look a lot like Ray Stevenson, at least.
Yeah, but the look of Ray isn't what won us over.
No,
Like,
exactly. Like, I would prefer that they seek someone with, obviously, if he looks like drastically different, it's going to be weird.
Right.
But so there is that aspect of it, but I would prefer they seek ability over
I think Liev
appearance.
Schreiber's pretty good, though.
I guess. I mean,
I'm not talking about Sabretooth, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Tom Hardy comes to mind. He's a really good.
He's a great actor. I
Yeah.
just don't see it in my head.
Yeah, I don't know. He played a stormtrooper.
He did.
So he's in the Star Wars.
So did
but,
Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
I picture him because he can be very, very stoic, like how Balin was, and like just to the point, and he can like really drive it home. Like,
And he is a
like,
bigger dude. Ray Stevenson was fucking huge.
Yeah, dude. He's gigantic as Balin.
and just being able to drive home the dialogue of, I missed the idea of it. When talking about the
yeah,
Jedi
yeah.
Order, like I think he could do that.
I think our friend Tony suggested, is it Sam Neill from the Jurassic Park movies?
Sam
Is that
Neill?
the one he's talking about?
Yeah, when you said Sam Neill, that's who I thought
I'm
of.
pretty sure
Like,
that's who he's
who I
talking
thought of.
about.
I asked AI again who could replace
no.
him. The first one it suggested was Gerard Butler. I don't hate it.
he'd have to
hate
lose
it.
a lot of weight.
I don't hate it. And then I said, how about more? And it said, okay, how about Jason Statham? Go
Fuck off.
yourself.
Wow.
Okay, you've just
Jesus
worked your way out
Christ.
of this conversation, AI.
Oh, they actually suggested Tom Hardy.
Okay, you're getting some points back.
No, they said Jason Statham. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Did anybody else disagree that you'd rather watch Ahsoka and Sabine?
I would like to see that, but if I had to choose between Ahsoka and Sabine or Balin and Shin, Balin and Shin all day. I'm way more interested in what the fuck they've been through. I would love to really see some early days of their master and apprenticeship.
Yeah, I think so too. Since we brought him up, Tony also threw out there, as many times as I've heard you guys say, to be fair, in a podcast, where is the Letterkenny or Shorzy episode? Seriously, figure it out, bud.
I've never seen any
Give
of
your
it.
balls a tug.
So.
Oh, you've never seen Letterkenny?
No.
And
We've talked about this before.
Shorzy season 2 apparently comes out October 27th, so pitter patter.
Yeah, I've heard literally everybody and their mother quote it to death, so I pretty much recognize every
I think you
goddamn
would hate
Letterkenny
it,
quote.
personally. I think you would hate it.
Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me that either. So
I love it. But I watched
mean, the first thing that I saw of it was the hockey guy.
Shorzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was when the two hockey players come by the store today.
That's the first episode.
Yeah. That's and
They
it
are
had me
funny.
hooked from
They
it.
are funny.
Yeah, that whole like their ability to just like fire stuff off was really good.
I did watch an episode the other night while I was working on some costumes, and the town debated the best flavor of chip. And that episode was funny, but it was fucking ridiculous. And the whole time I'm thinking Duncan would fucking hate this.
I've seen a lot of people suggesting that I think his name's Jared Kiso, who plays Wayne.
Yes.
Should play Wolverine.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's freaking ripped.
He's
though.
Canadian.
Yeah.
He's ripped.
He's not that tall.
Yeah, exactly. So he could maybe do it. But
He also
otherwise,
plays Shorzy.
I don't have
Who's
enough.
my favorite character on that show.
There's 11 seasons. I don't
Dude,
have enough.
the episodes are like 15
super
minutes
short.
long.
Yeah.
I don't know enough.
But
time
it's
for that.
so funny. And it's mostly like sports and drinking related. So neither
All
thing
those
that
things I'm
you're
really
up on.
into.
But there is it's worth a YouTube watch just for the scene. I think there's an episode about, or a scene about where they're talking about masturbation that's fucking hilarious. I highly recommend just checking that out. But
I'm pretty sure a coworker of mine maybe showed that to me at
interesting. That sounds
Somewhere.
highly inappropriate.
Yeah,
to
on duty.
watch at work.
Oh fuck! That episode was so fun.
One other.
Yes.
Yeah, you know that one. Yeah,
Like I said, I'm aware of all of it, but
Yeah.
never seen it.
and that's what I appreciate about you.
Yeah. I just absorb this pop culture stuff through osmosis.
what a dude. Let's see here.
You looking for another question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
we got one. Go with it.
Okay, I was gonna say you have one or I have
No.
one because I have another one. Last episode we brought up our new friend of the show, Kyle, who sent in that we are killing it, and he's
Hi, Kyle.
enjoying the show. So he had two questions. We answered last week which Batmobile was our favorite, and this time he had another vehicle related one, and he said what are your top 5 vehicles from any and all pop culture media?
He must be a Formula One fan.
Yeah,
You got him in
maybe.
with your
Yeah.
F1 talk.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll take that. Heck yeah. One of mine, obviously, the DeLorean.
I was gonna say DeLorean's up
Back
there.
to the Future.
His number one was Ecto One from
Fuck yeah.
Ghostbusters.
That's pretty awesome.
I like that a lot. I think the Batmobile obviously is up there. Whatever one you pick, it's it's a top tier car.
The Toyota Supra from Fast and the Furious.
Nope.
Sure.
Yeah, pretty rad.
Kit from Knight Rider.
I was gonna say Knight Rider would be good. Optimus Prime.
Yeah, the
Is
Bandit
it
car from Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, yeah.
The Firebird.
Yeah.
Classic. I mean, the General Lee's pretty iconic. I feel like there's some big ones we're leaving off here.
Yeah.
The A-Team van, that thing's the shit.
There you go.
The Jurassic Park Jeep. I
You mean the Ford Explorer?
No, like the Jeep. Like that they're able to like move around in. I'll bring a picture.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The Ninja Turtle van.
Yeah. That would be sweet. The Mystery Machine.
Yeah.
So we're throwing a bunch out, but which are our favorites?
I think you just said it. Mystery Machine is definitely up there for me. It's in my top 5, I would say.
Pretty fucking awesome.
I fucking loved Scooby-Doo as a kid and watched the old.
I mean, if I'm being
original
honest,
series.
it's probably the Batmobile,
Yeah.
but I feel like we've already kind of hammered away on that one, so I'm gonna say, man. I mean, I'm not a real fan of the Confederate flag on the top of it, but
Yeah. Give it a paint job.
do love that car.
I got to go with the Bandit.
That's
It's
pretty
such a
damn good.
That car is just so fucking rad.
Yeah. Although the freaking Ecto one's pretty. That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet too.
Yeah, Ecto one is, is
fuck.
pretty rad.
The EM50 from Stripes is one hell of a recreational vehicle. No, nobody. Fuck yeah.
I've seen Stripes. I don't remember the specific vehicle. but-
the RV at the end.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like a tank, and you've never seen Stripes, have you?
I've seen Stripes.
Okay.
I don't remember that though,
Oh,
because that's
only
just
the
how
ending of the movie.
how terrible that car was.
I think
Metallic P RV. It was great.
I think
Family truckster.
Peter Parked Car from Across the Spider-Verse is a good one. But that's based off the spider buggy in the comic books. The Human Torch helps Spider-Man build, and it can like drive on the sides of walls and shit like that, like Spider-Man can. I was looking at a list here of top cars. There's 007's Aston Martin.
Oh god, that's
yeah,
a good
which
one.
would be pretty fucking cool
Yeah.
with all the secret gadgets and shit in it.
The Warthog from Halo.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool. The Magic School Bus. Fuck yeah. That thing can do anything.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna go in your butt.
Exactly. Think of all the butts you could go in. That's getting clipped, unfortunately.
Oh,
no, I mean
way.
like it's gonna get made into a
Yeah.
Oh,
clip.
right. Go in your butt.
That's the intro.
The fucking what are the dog car from Dumb and Dumber?
Oh yeah, it's the mud cuts. Yeah. The alarm alone cost me $1,500. That's a good one.
Yeah, the sheepdog van.
I forgot about that. It's,
yeah.
87 sheepdog.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a real good one.
What if they shot you in the face? Yeah. What if you shot me in the face?
Harry, you're alive.
That was a risk we were willing to take.
Terrible shot. Yeah,
That's a good question. I
do like
a lot
that.
of good.
I could keep going on that one, man. Like,
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucking good.
God, yeah.
That's a good movie, man.
That is pretty good.
You know, I heard a review recently that people like just hated it. Like they're like, it's a terrible movie. Like, I don't know. I enjoyed the movie.
That came out at a time for me where like I had no concept of like critical
Right.
reception or it was just
Right.
like I like this movie. This is fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Nicolas
a lot of
Cage
bad. Like,
is the main star, and he's pretty.
But he's pretty toned down for Nicolas Cage. I
Yeah.
think.
I don't know, man.
Oh, I think so. Compared to modern Nicolas Cage.
Well,
he's-
that's apples and oranges.
fucking
He's
tame
fucking
as fuck.
batshit crazy now.
yeah. But I think he's pretty tame.
But sex with Angelina Jolie while
Jolie's
stealing a car in that
smoking
movie.
in it. She's like real
Smoking meth. I
Yeah,
think.
smoking meth probably, but
I mean, the scene they really hammered on was that scene, and like they're talking about like the car dialogue and like how it just like is all fucked up, and like it makes no
Yeah.
sense what they're saying. Like at that point, I don't think it's like they're trying to make sense. They're just trying to sound sexy.
trying to
and-
bang.
yeah.
What
I mean, what dude doesn't lose his mind when that like shit's about to go down, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm actually surprised you didn't mention it from your franchise, but Dom's Charger.
Oh, when
From
he said it,
Fast
I
and
thought about it.
Furious.
But
You said that?
Yeah,
Well,
I
he said the
the
Supra.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not picking that one.
Oh, it's a Brad car.
Love the Charger.
The Charger was rad.
Like I said, I could spend a ridiculous amount of time on. I'm not a car guy by any means, but I could.
Yeah, I know nothing about cars.
Would
but-
OJ's Bronco that fucking qualify as a pop culture? It's actually
yeah.
it's Al Collins' car, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
How about the Dickmobile from the Ambiguously Gay Duo?
Ace and Gary, fly with me, friend of friends.
The Ambiguously Gay Duo.
That's hilarious.
We're probably getting canceled
I
now
like
that got
that
brought
one.
back up. But
Hey, Stephen Colbert voice. I think Steve Carell was the other one.
oh,
too.
really? I didn't
think
know that.
Canceled them first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones that made it.
This
We
is
just
yeah,
this is
reference
just
it.
history. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen Colbert, Stephen Carell.
Yep.
You're right. Wow.
Hold on to my belt.
Oh shit.
So good. Is that how we're gonna end the question? Is it the ambiguously gay duo dick car?
Yeah. Ace and Gary.
All right, perfect.
Why not?
Gay.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
Good
Yeah.
question. Give us some more. We appreciate it.
Don't leave us.
If you
You did this to yourself.
if you are interested in getting in touch with us, like our new friend Kyle, you can reach us at our email, which is geekbattalionvets@gmail.com, or you can reach us on social media. We are on all sorts of different platforms. Just search either Geek Battalion Vets to find us, or our handle is at Geek BN Vets. That's at Geek Bravo November Vets. That's how you find us on like Instagram and X. So yeah, reach out to us there. If you're interested in supporting the show in any way,
yeah.
you can get some merch.
Those designs are fire.
We've
yeah,
got,
and Duncan will make you a dick car.
I might have to make an ambiguously gay duo shirt
I love
now.
it.
Like I don't know, man. That's just
just fly with me, friend of
yeah.
friends.
Like, that might just that and just big bold text on
and,
there
and
would
a
be-
dick car.
would be pretty good.
Calling to you.
But maybe that can drop when the Croc Dick shirt drops.
Yeah.
But
Maybe we can get Ace and Gary to sponsor the Croc Dicks.
There
They
you
can be
go.
our spokesman.
yeah, they would wear Crocs with dicks on them. But you can find our shop at
What is everybody looking at?
You can find our shop at geekbattalionvets.threadless.com. The wheels are coming off, folks. Are we at the safety brief now?
I think
before
so.
we fucking
Yeah,
fall
we're done.
apart.
Join us next week when we review Ace and Gary, the ambiguously gay duo, for 3 hours. It's going to be fantastic.
Okay, safety brief. All I'm going to say is rate our podcast 5 stars, please.
Yeah, do that. I forgot about Gen V. Totally
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard it's like 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I heard
The
it's
boy
very good.
spinoff.
I still haven't touched that One Piece yet. I watched Blade Trinity the other day, and holy fuck, maybe reboot that because that was.
Speaking of rebooting Blade, because they're supposed to be doing
Yeah,
that, I've heard they
allegedly.
have scrapped the second iteration of the script, and they are starting from scratch again.
Oh, wow.
So
Dude, that's going
that movie's
nowhere.
never going to come
It's
out.
going
Maybe 2030, we might say.
And that
something.
sucks because Marshall Ali is
Yeah.
so good.
He's cool. He'd be a good Blade, but it's unfortunate.
Let's let Dave Chappelle do it instead and see what happens. Like Deadpool and Blade. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm keep banging on away on Duncan's costume.
finish up my
and,
fucking costume.
We'll have the spooky time for all.
Yeah.
If you'd be interested in Jimmy and I, doing a Halloween special in the neighborhood and, just ridiculing parents as they bring their kids by, just let us know. We'll look into that.
Sounds terrible. I will be avoiding that by taking my children trick-or-treating.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
Where
I
I
guess we
will
could do that.
silently mock children to my wife in private. Or via text message.
Yeah, I think if you're going to mock children, it's best in the
I
privacy
said
of
we
your
were
own
going to
home.
mock their parents. I said that.
That's
I don't
fine,
know what you
guess,
heard.
but-
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear that.
No, I would never do that. That's
Good.
terrible. What kind of person are you? Jesus.
I'm a terrible person. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
He's Jimmy and he's a cut. So,
You're speaking the truth. God's word right there.
yeah, that's all I got. Don't go to Tijuana.
Yeah, I'm Jimmy.
I'm falling apart. Go ahead.
No, I'm B.
And I'm Ace. This has been the Ambiguously Gay Duo.
That's fantastic.
Geek Battalion out.
Fly with me, friend of friends.